Hi, my name is Mary Spender, and you are watching
Tuesday Talks.
And this is Tim Pierce.
Tuesday Talks.
Okay, so tell me about your relationship with Paul Reed Smith.
I met Paul about 10 years ago, and I invited him to a session I was doing, and he brought me a couple of guitars, that one of which is my favorite guitar today. And he actually was trying to work his guitars into the LA session scene, and he chose me as maybe a prospect, and I immediately took to his guitars.
Yeah.
We become friends. I play his guitars all the time. I use his guitars on YouTube all the time.
Yeah.
I use his guitars on sessions all the time. And we're friends, you know. It's nice. I like knowing Paul.
That's amazing. So is this the guitar that you're talking about?
No, actually the guitar, I didn't bring it, but this is one that I played at the Experience Festival last July on stage, and they actually haven't sold it yet, so I had them bring it out for me to use.
Beautiful.
It's pretty, isn't it? Yeah, black with P90s. Has a really fat neck. I love it. I love it.
Okay.
But I have a large number of his guitars at home. You know, you can see them on my channel.
Yeah.
Different ones.
Yeah, well, let's talk about your channel.
Okay.
Because when I was just starting out, your videos were recommended, and obviously I was searching for guitar things, and it's so educational and so interesting to see your interviews too, and who you get on. How did you start it?
Okay, so I've been a session musician in LA for a very long time, and I thought to myself, what am I going to do next? So 9 years ago, I saw some people on YouTube that I really admired. Marty Schwartz, Scott Devine, Scott's bass lessons, Mike Johnson, Mike's drum lessons, a bunch of other people. And I thought, oh my, this is what I'm going to do. So I was really awkward with the camera for a couple of years. And then I started just doing content on YouTube and building an audience on YouTube just to build an audience. And that may have been in about 2013. And then 3 years ago, I started a monetized website where I offer education for people who want to pay by the year, by the month. And I'm up to over 100 hours of lessons in my what I call my master class.
Yeah.
But the YouTube thing is the joy of it, because I do a free YouTube video every week.
Yeah.
I should do more. I wish I could do more, but I'm also still a session musician. I do a lot of records still. I did a lot of records this year. So constantly dancing between being a session player and making free videos for YouTube, doing Instagram posts, and then making content for my premium guys, and girls. So.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. And
as you know, no matter what you give it, it wants more, and you just get used to it, right? After a while, you just get used to it.
I know. Well, this is probably going to be episode 101.
Oh, congratulations!
Of Tuesday Talks.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And it's mad to just think that we've managed to keep up this thing going every week for however long, and getting a new skill set too. I think it's really important for musicians to sometimes talk on camera, and I think it's really interesting coming from a session perspective and having that, because otherwise you are just behind the scenes quite a lot of the time, and you don't have your own voice. Whereas, have you found that you've gotten more work sometimes because of the YouTube videos?
Well, the thing is, I'm really not interested in more session work.
You don't need it.
Well, in part because I like this so much more, because I feel like I'm an artist for the first time.
Yes.
So I do sessions with my favorite clients. Part of being a session musician is you have to work for everybody, and you're sometimes working with people who are not that easy to work with, or it's not your favorite situation. So the luxury for me now at this age, and having a kind of a web business, is that I do sessions with people that I love, and they're like family to me. And I don't do every session anymore. So I do get some work from it, but more than that, I get to grow my own business.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure you're feeling now too. You're actually growing something that's yours. And the greatest thing about it is that instead of making somebody else's dream come true and sitting in the background, now I get to make my dream come true. As humble as it's going to be, doesn't matter. I get to be an artist, and for me at this age, I never expected it. I'm very grateful.
Can you tell us about the artists that you do choose to work with now and your relationships with them?
Sure. Like this last year, the records I did a Barbra Streisand record, a Sublime record, Kelly Clarkson, and Ann Wilson from Heart. There may have been one I forgot too. But so what happens is, I've been in the game so long that a lot of the people I work with, I've worked with forever. Like the band Sublime, there's a producer named Rob Cavallo. Mm-hmm. And with Rob, I did the Goo Goo Dolls and all kinds of other people. But Rob's famous for doing all Green Day's biggest records.
Uh-huh.
And so Rob, when he calls me, I know him really well. I mean, we've had so much, I could probably, I don't drink anymore, but I could show up drunk and he would still hire me the next time. He's kind of like family to me at this point. So someone like that, when he asks me to come work with a band like Sublime, I know it's going to be fun. Mm-hmm. He's going to be supportive. Mm-hmm. We're going to solve every problem quickly, and we're just going to get the music done super quick. And it was super quick with them. Or with like Barbra Streisand, she was produced by a guy named Walter Afanasyev. They call him Walter A, and he was a super producer in the 90s. Mm-hmm. And he's just kind of a musical genius. And so these are people that are comfortable that I know it's just going to be really, really great. Yeah. With Ann Wilson, it was, I forget her producer's name, but her original producer produced that record. The guy who produced all the Heart songs. So a lot of these guys are veterans that I've known for a long time. So.
Yeah. Well, I guess obviously you had a reputation before any of the YouTube stuff, but what I found from having it is that people hire you or want to work with you because they know exactly how you work already.
Right.
Rather than you coming in as a new face and stuff and them trying to mold you to what they want. It's like they choose you because they know what they're going to get.
Yeah.
And that's very interesting, and I think that's super exciting about any musician on YouTube.
Well, a musician, when you work with somebody, the first 45 minutes are crucial. But once you actually bond, and I'm sure you've experienced this, once you play with somebody the first time, mm-hmm. you have this bond for life.
Yeah.
You really do. I mean, you can trust them really forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, great. So I will say we are at the NAMM show, as it's very obvious.
We have a soundtrack.
We have a soundtrack, legitimate backing music.
Yeah.
But what are your plans for NAMM this year? How long are you staying? Are you staying the whole 4 days?
Well, yeah, this is my biggest NAMM ever, and I only mean that is because I actually am in a hotel room staying down here, and I'm going to be here every day. So I want to meet YouTubers. I want to see the YouTubers I already know. I already did a jam with Robert Baker.
Great.
And I ran into David Walliman. And then Rick Beato was at my house filming a couple of days ago. And I'm walking around with Rick, introducing him to guitar builders and amp builders. And for me, it's the greatest opportunity to meet all these online people, such as yourself.
Yeah, I know. This is the first time we've met, and it's an honor.
Great for me, too. It's really exciting.
That's very exciting that NAMM has become this sort of video platform as well for musicians.
Yes.
And obviously it was literally in this booth 2 years ago that the John Mayer press conference happened, and that kind of launched my whole YouTube thing.
Awesome.
So massive thanks to PRS for letting us do this interview, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
All right.
See you next year.
See you next
if not
year.
sooner.
Yeah, hopefully sooner. Bye.
Bye.